Hello, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to quickly go through what was shown, announced today during the Borderlands show, February the 11th, 2020. It's still weird saying that. Basically, there was a lot to go through. It was a bit of a gap since the last Borderlands show, so there's a lot happening. They've done a lot, and it's pretty much all coming this Thursday in 2 days from making this video. So that's a lot to go into. So I guess I'll just jump into it. So, the Borderlands show covered a bunch of changes that they've done, a little thank you letter, which was very nice. I'll link all that to the love letter, they called it, in the description below, just basically thanking us and going over everything that they've done since launch, you know, the Takedown, the Bloody Harvest event, that'll be a recurring theme with the new event. They announced the new event, the Valentine's Day event. It's going to be much shorter, much simpler, still looks fun. Some new legendaries, be fun to play around with. Lasts a week. Could have done with being 2 weeks, but that's fine. And so I'm basically just going to be reading from the list and giving my thoughts on the love letter on what is coming Thursday, the February patch. So first up, true takedown mode. We already knew of this. We knew this one was coming. They said this before. Basically, when they released the takedown, it was fixed to 4-player scaling. They then changed that to scale to the number of players, which made it much easier. True Takedown mode just basically returns it to the 4-player difficulty. It'll be an extra button you can press next to the door. You push that, 4-player difficulty. So now the Takedown has 40 difficulties. I don't want to see anyone complaining about the difficulty of the Takedown. You've got 40 to choose from. Next up, the level cap increase. Now this one was like the controversial one. Like, it's all good. Level cap. Now you think, oh, already? Awesome. We get new skill points, we get to expand our builds, this will be great. Not really. We get three levels. New level cap is 53, which means we can use our level 50 items to re-gear, which makes re-gearing easy, but it's still re-gearing. I'm okay with this personally. It's something to do, and level 50 and level 53, it'll be kind of like, think back to Borderlands 2. You did OP levels. You got to OP 3 and you re-geared. Now the scaling is nowhere near as harsh in this game as it was in BL2, so closer to OP2 in terms of difficulty. Your level, 72 stuff still worked at OP2, it just, that's when you started thinking about re-gearing. Similar instance, your stuff will still work, it's just that you could slowly replace it over time, and I think that was the thinking, the fact that you didn't need to rush your re-gear. If they just put it to 60, all your gear would be useless and you'd have to do a complete re-gear of everything. I think they wanted to avoid that, but it's still a re-gear, and we're still going to be 1 point off of a double capstone. I don't think a double capstone would be a problem, but that's what we've got. Good luck in your looting. I know I'm going to be grinding away the moment this drops to try and get all my stuff back. And that's the first level cap. They did say in the future they would look at other ways of expanding our characters without necessarily giving us more skill points, which to me says without being a level cap and without the need of a re-gear, but we don't know. I'm sure they don't even know for sure yet, and we'll just have to see how that goes, but that is the level cap. The next one, performance and stability. We expect this pretty much every patch. Now they did say here the next round of UI improvements will come in with the second campaign add-on. More on that PAX later this month, 27th of February. They'll be talking about other stuff, and I think they mentioned they'll be talking about the second DLC then. So yeah, we're starting to get hints of that. The first one I liked a lot, so looking forward to it. Next up, will launch in the upcoming February patch Thursday, and that is skippable cutscenes. Finally, I'm happy. I've just created a brand new character, a Jacob's Only Flak, that I'm doing on stream, and the cutscenes are cutscene-y. They're long and unskippable, but soon they'll be skippable. It says all cutscene in the game, whether you've seen them or not, although if you're skipping a cutscene that you haven't seen before, that's a sin. We'd never do that. But if we've seen them 20 times, thank you. Next up, Guardian rank toggling. Yes! Finally! Only took them 4 months for a feature that was in BL2's launch. Doesn't matter, we're finally getting it. Guardian rank toggling. But it's more than that. The So it says here, this will allow you to individually disable specific perks. You will also be able to disable the entire system as well, so yay. Specific perks, like I was expecting just on off for everything. But the fact that they've let us disable specific perks, much better, because I quite like Resilient and I quite like Dead Man Hand, so I like to keep those on. They're nice. They're not balance changing, they're nice. And now what's more, they said in the future we plan to expand the Guardian rank system to include additional perks. We are looking to introduce these new perks in tandem with the second campaign add-on, but they will not be tied to the content. So they'll be released at the same time, but they'll be free. And that's interesting. I kind of hope they're not as game-changing as, say, Topped Off and Overkill are. If you were paying attention to the speedrun event that happened recently, it was just overkill. It was just people using rocket launchers to get the biggest overkill stack to one-shot everything in the takedown. And then topped off the spam action skill. So being able to turn those off, that's going to be quite huge, and any speedrunning event will say, hey, you gotta have them turned off, so that'll be cool actually, seeing what happens with the endgame with those turned off. I'm excited. Yay! Guardian rank toggling. Next up, the event. The Valentine's Day event, and event toggling. We can turn the event on and off now, so if it's annoying you, you can turn it off. Now, thankfully, we won't need to turn it off, because Halloween update, that event had ghosts which attacked you, slowed you down, they had cryo, they would mess with your aiming, they would give you a big part of screen clutter, annoying noises, and they were just annoying. Valentine's Day won't have that. Basically, some enemies will have, hearts flying around, and if you shoot these hearts, they might either heal you, might turn that enemy into an ally for a short time, or just drop loot. So there's nothing, they don't negatively affect gameplay, it's all positive stuff. Well, turning an enemy to an ally can be very annoying, but at least it's not voices in your head and a big green circle around your screen. The event is going to be smaller, it's only lasting a week, which is kind of annoying, but it's going to be smaller in scale. I haven't seen any hint of a new map or boss, which is annoying because the Haunt fight and the Haunt music was a lot of fun, I like that. Oh well. It should be fun regardless. We get 2 new legendary guns, a new skin, a new echo skin if you care about that. I personally don't. New trinket, which looks kind of cool. But the 2 new legendary guns I'm excited for, because one of them they described as a chaining Maliwan SMG. Where have I seen that before? Oh right, the peer-to-peer networker. This is an unobtainable gun, loose quote, that was added with the takedown. Now we thought it was supposed to be dropped by Wotan, but no, it was waiting for this event. It's basically a redistributor and a Kib's Worth combined, and questionable sources claim that is a new gun for Moes. It should be a good gun for Moes. If you don't have a Kib's Worth, well, you won't, level cap. It'll be a very good gun for Moes. Moes players, grab one of those, grab a good one if you can. The peer-to-peer networker should be a pretty good gun for Moes, based on second-hand info. You get what I'm saying, it's a gun that's been in the game, just not strictly available. The second gun, however, is new, and it's basically a call weapon like Rowan's Call, Lucian's Call, but a sniper. A muck-a-muck, to be specific. It looks like a muck-a-muck at least. It's a Jacob sniper that ricochets and returns ammo based on your ricochet. This thing should be very powerful. Muck-a-mucks already you can use as like a mini ion cannon. As flak, it just one-shots everything, it's so much fun. You can do some great stuff on Zane as well, one-shot bosses with a muck-a-muck. So if this has comparable damage to the muck, it should be a very, very good gun. We don't know the base stats of it, so we don't know if it is comparable damage, but it should be. I'd be very disappointed if it isn't, because I'm looking forward to the sniper and the SMG. I'm looking forward to them both. And that's going to be the Valentine's Day event. Should be fun. And then they've got a few extra things here. Fight for Life improvements should be available in March, which would be the next patch. This makes it easier to revive allies, easier to let you know that an ally has gone down, and team reviving. So if you got 3 people reviving 1 person, they come up really, really quick. So that's cool. Quality of life, thank you very much. Mayhem 2.0. They gave us 0 information, only that it'll be arriving in March again. They just said focusing on fun, buffs, nothing that takes away from your character, but they said that about Mayhem 4, and we still ended up with a 25% less crit damage. Still, I like Mayhem 4, and please don't break anything. Like, don't fix what isn't broken. I hope Mayhem 2 is good. We've either got a month until the game is ruined or a month until the game is improved, and well, that'll be fun. EchoCast Twitch expansions. If you care about Twitch, you'll probably know what's going on. Your chat can do cocktails that buff or debuff you using Twitch bits, but that doesn't matter, not directly in the game. And then they have a little piece of their approach to balance changes. Basically, they wanted to put the extreme stuff in line early on, and then they slowed that down, which they have done. All fairness, you know, yes, they nerfed a lot. No, people didn't like it, but that was several months ago. At the start, they've done one major nerf since, and that was Ion Cannon, and they didn't even touch the damage. So we've had way more buffs. Like, when they do a patch of like 10 buffs to one nerf, people are always focusing on the nerfs. Yeah, the nerf sucks, but we got all these buffs, and they are focusing on... Now they've got rid of the game-breaking stuff. Looking at the B-Shield in Borderlands 2. You know, Borderlands 2 went its way because the B-Shield existed. All the enemies were super bullet spongy because the B-Shield existed. If only they had acted on the B-Shield before all that and the game wouldn't have been balanced around it. Who knows, but I think they're just doing the opposite of what they did back then, and they're just like trying to keep it all in line with each other to create a fun experience that's not boring, that's not easy. Anyway, that's their thought. They do want to focus on bringing lesser stuff up rather than nerfing high stuff down, but when it comes to one item that just stands tall and above, it's so much easier to nerf that one item than to buff literally everything else in the game. So that's their approach to balance changes. And yeah, all changes are made to keep Borderlands feeling fresh for newcomers and veterans alike. So sometimes it seems like they just want to change stuff just to change stuff. We want to maintain the thrill of collecting gear for whatever new build you can come up with next. They just want a rotating game, which is fair enough. Anyway, and then it ends there. More to come at PAX East, February 27th, on the Borderlands channel, starting at 11:30 AM Pacific, 2:30 PM Eastern, and 7:30 PM GMT, which will bring some more announcements, including a full reveal of Borderlands 3's second paid campaign expansion. Should be fun. So, and that's pretty much it. Overall, I'm looking forward to Thursday. I'm looking forward to the future of this game. It seems like most of this stuff is stuff that we've complained about, so keep it coming. Keep that feedback rolling. Just keep it constructive, and well, we get more changes like this, where we get event toggling, guardian rank toggling, skippable cutscenes, a true takedown mode. Thank you. Better fight for your life. I remember some people complaining about that. Mayhem mode improvements, and well, maybe they're not best well handled. Level cap. I don't know. Level cap. I'm still on the fence about that one. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to re-gear and just kind of play the game and whatnot. Change it up a bit. Yep, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.